Hello, Facebook, Instagram, everyone land. Hello, social media. How you doing? It's Dave from survivorchat.com. Now, I've got a bit of an announcement kind of to make, and it kind of stems from a few weeks ago. I said that I was going to change the name of this group and I had a few plans in place and things that I wanted to get in place. So, very long story short, I had asked Facebook if I could change the name of the group from survivorchat.com to Plan Once, Plan Right. So they let me change the username, but not the page name. Now, to spare you a load of boring details, back and forth we went numerous times asking for a name change and said that I couldn't because it wouldn't be fair on you guys because it was going to change and it could mislead people. So they have now come to a sensible decision and we have come to a kind of compromise. So they've sent an email to me and this is what they've said. We were unable to update your page's name because the requested name goes against our guidelines. If you're requesting this name change for a rebrand, please reply to this message and include a document that shows the name of your business. Examples of appropriate documentation include a press release or news article, articles of amendment for a name change, a link to your official website that states the change, or a link to a post on your Facebook page that announces the change. So here we are. I am now announcing the change. So hopefully if Facebook play ball, and I don't know what the timescales will be, I am going to be changing the name of this group from survivorchat.com to Plan Once, Plan Right. Now, there's a few reasons for this change, and the reasons are varied, but the number one is it basically reflects more accurately how I want this group to sort of pan out. The content, the ethos that I've got and what I'm trying to achieve with you guys. And I believe that what's missing from the whole prepping survival circle is a lot of in-depth planning. There's a lot of people can tell you how to light fires, the best knife to buy, how to shoot a rifle, how to build shelters, which is great. You need skills, of course you do. But for me, the biggest bit that is lacking is that planning side of things, because a lot of people just pluck something out there, say, right, that's what I'm going to prep for. Or the answer is more guns. Or the answer is I need to store food. Well, that might be the case, but if your house floods and all the food ends up 20 miles downstream, then you've prepped for the wrong thing. So what I want to introduce more is a lot more on the planning side of things and actually thinking about things, really drilling down into things and getting all the detail, really understand what you're planning for and go into great depth about the planning phases and break this down in all the different parts. The problem with Survivor Chat, although I am a survival instructor, I do that with the military. The problem with it is it puts off people that are maybe doing prepping because people think it's just about survival. It's about going out into the wild in your underpants with nothing but a knife and a steely look in your eye, which, yeah, that's great, but it doesn't appeal to the masses. So I don't think it necessarily reflects more on the prepping side of things. I think that reflects more on the survival side of it, although there's obviously a lot of read across between the two. Also, one of the other things that I want to focus on a lot is mindset, which is not necessarily about survival, but prepping. More about the mindset of prepping, why you're necessarily doing things, drilling down into the detail of this, and a survival mindset versus a prepping mindset. They're subtly different, but again, there is read across, but I want to encompass everything rather than just the survival side of it. And one thing survival training is really good at, if one of my students gets shot down behind enemy lines, 300 miles behind enemy lines, and he literally has the kit that he's standing in, then I can teach him how to get back home. I can teach him how to survive. I can teach him how to evade, how to resist interrogation, and then get out of dodge as well and escape. So I can teach them all that. But that doesn't really help you if you're in an earthquake or a hurricane or wildfire or all these other things that can happen. The survival side of it doesn't really relate necessarily. So I want to focus more on the disaster side of things, because ultimately that's what a lot of prepping is about. It's about prepping for something rather than getting shot down behind enemy lines, because 99.999% of people that are going to join this group or are going to see my posts, my videos, it's not relevant to them. As much as it's interesting, it's not actually going to help you moving forward. And one thing I want to get across as well, I've got a lot of unusual skills, a lot of things that the military has taught me. Hi, Ralph. They've taught me a lot of unusual things. So like team medic, so I can do a lot of medical stuff, which is not really about survival, but from the prepping side of things, that's really relevant. Battlefield first aid, yeah, can kind of be relevant if you're shot down or you're stuck behind enemy lines, but it's not. It's a very different way of dealing with it when you're on your own versus when you're prepping. You may be with your family, and you can't get to a hospital, and you're 300 miles away, and your bug out location. Having some of these skills, like medical skills, might actually help you. And you won't have a stretcher. You might not necessarily have the right bandages, all the right equipment. Excuse me. So I can teach you some of those skills. I've done defensive and advanced driving. So those, again, they're not about survival. These are about prepping. So when you want to get somewhere, but you want to get there safely in a vehicle, I can teach you those things. Operational planning, again, nothing to do with survival, but a lot of the operational planning that I have done throughout the years, a lot of the intelligence type planning, sort of feeding into a bigger war when it comes to survival. This can all be used in a civilian context, and it can be used in a prepping context especially. So these are the kind of skills that I can bring, but with the brand that I had as Survivor Chap, it doesn't really lend itself, because that's about survival. That's about living out in the middle of nowhere and rubbing two sticks together and creating fire. And finally, the last thing, what this will do is it'll future-proof the group. It'll future-proof me as well. When I have that plan once, plan right, it encompasses a lot of things then, and I can move the group in whichever direction I want to take it. Whereas if I'm stuck with Survivor Chap, it's survival only, which might alienate some people. It might mean that I'm kind of constrained in what I can do. For example, the advanced or defensive driving. I can't really make that into a survival thing. What I can do though for prepping, absolutely, that's something that can be done. And if I'm being completely transparent and honest, at some point I'm going to leave the military. I will not be in the military till I'm 75 and I'm pushing up daisies. So at some point I have to come out. Plan once, plan right. Gives me a broader sphere of what I can do when I come out of the military. I would like to go into the instructional side of things, but what I don't want to do is live out in the field and teaching civilians how to rub sticks together, because I don't think there's a huge market for that. I don't think that's something that a lot of people would want to do. But I think a lot of the planning side of it, and planning correctly and actually knowing what you're trying to achieve, that's a lot more beneficial for you, because it's skills that I can then impart to you. And I'm not constrained by the survival side of things. So this should hopefully now, that should kick in for Facebook, and this should be all they need now to change the name. So if you're on your feed and you see things change from Survivor Chap to Plan Once, Plan Right, then do not panic. It is still me. It is still the same content to begin with, but it will be slowly meandering down a different route of the prepping side of things rather than just survival. As I said, I don't know the timescales. Facebook might change this tomorrow. It might be next month. It might be next year. I don't know. So I've done my bit now. I'm just waiting on them to basically do their side of the deal, their side of the bargain. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will be enough for them. And when we do have it changed, then I'll let you know. And for the eagle-eyed amongst you, you will notice that the username, so at Survivor Chap, is now changed to at Plan Once, Plan Right. So we're halfway there. We just need to go the other half now. And hopefully we'll be all good. So that's all I've got for this today. Let me know if you get any thoughts, any other things that you want to see in the group as well on my page, because ultimately I'm doing this for you. I'm not doing this for the good of my health. As much as I enjoy the subject, I'm really passionate about survival and prepping. If nobody's watching it, then there's no point in me doing it. So please let me know what you want to focus on, the things that you want to know about, the things that are important to you, and what you would like me to feed in into. If you get any questions, points, thoughts, please post them. Let me know. If you don't want to do it publicly, then by all means send me a message. But this group's for you. And it's two-way street. You've got to let me know what you want as well as what I would like to do, because it's not about me, it's about you guys. So let me know. Anyway, that's all for now. Adios, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow for my next video. Bye.